We continue our work at Ukraine Crisis Media Center. Now the floor is given to Colonel Dmytro Hutsulyak, Ministry of Defense of Ukraine spokesperson and ATO-related issues. Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. Unfortunately, during the last 24 hours, Russian occupation forces continued shelling of the positions of Ukrainian defenders. And they used mortars, including those that are banned by the Minsk agreements, the systems of 120 millimeter of caliber. Thus, the enemy demonstrated openly that they do not adhere to any agreements, and Ukrainian forces continue to control the situation at the line of conflict. And all the ceasefire violations were recorded in the Donetsk sector. These were committed by the Russian occupation forces. The enemy delivered 3 precision shellings of the Ukrainian positions, 2 with the use of mortars. And in the morning, on the approaches to Vadina, that is in Primorsky area of our defense, the morning started with 40-minute firing impact on our defense with the grenade launchers of different types. After this, the enemy was active after twilight, and for about half hour, the illegal armed formation militants carried out shellings of the positions of our defenders near Novotroitsk, and they used 120 millimeter mortars that are banned by the Minsk agreements. And this time the occupants delivered precision fire and launched 10 large caliber mines. And later they delivered 3 shots with the use of 82 millimeter mortars. And the militants disturbed with these shots the defenders of Pavlopil. And during the last 24 hours, along the line of confrontation, the enemy delivered 3 precision shellings of the positions of the armed forces of Ukraine. Ukrainian defenders didn't return fire. In the result of enemy shelling, 2 Ukrainian defenders were wounded. They were delivered to military medical institutions, and they are provided with necessary medical assistance. The state of their health is assessed as of mid-severity. According to information provided by main intelligence department of the Ministry of Defense, starting mid of January, in temporarily occupied territories of the Donetsk and Lugansk oblasts, Russian Occupation Command started active mobilization measures. And they registered the men 17 and older, the military commissariats did it, and also they carried out some training for reservists. And also people are asked to give receipts that they won't leave the territories. And the Russian side reinforced control on the border in order to stop the outflow of mobilization resource of this hybrid force. And the overall scope of this event and the simultaneousness and coordination shows that the Russian Federation is involved in the events in the east of Ukraine. Now about the important events at the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine. On the 25th of January, during the briefing at the press center of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, acting head of main housing department of the armed forces of Ukraine, Colonel Alexander Cherginets, informed that the ministry allocated 2.6 billion hryvnias for the implementation of the housing project for those who serve under contract. This is including the external engineering networks funding. And the residential complexes will be built in the military towns in 21 oblasts. And they plan to build 182 houses, 23,000 beds in them. And this construction will be carried out, the procurement for this construction will be carried out using a Prozoro system with the proper control from the ministry. And also they continue their work with the Anti-Monopoly Committee of Ukraine in order to provide transparency of this project. All project and tender documentation will be placed on the official site of the Ministry of Defense. The typical house of this complex is a two-storied brick house with overall space of 1,055 square meters for 125 beds. And in each floor there will be 6 residential block sectors and a kitchen. And on the first floor they will have laundry. And each block section is for 10 beds and consists of 2 rooms of 20 meters each, toilet and bathroom. And also they develop technical requirements to the furniture with which these houses will be equipped. And also I would like to know that this project was developed taking into account those who serve, the opinion of those who serve under contract, and with taking into account the experience of the leading armies of the world. Also, they continue the development, the construction of complex military towns. They build it on the Shirokii Lan firing ground and in Mykolaievshchina and near Dachne in Odessa Oblast. And in Vinnytsia, in House of Officers, they honored the defenders of the Donetsk airport and volunteers and joined squad of the Air Forces of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. This event was carried out with participation of cybex of different rotations, volunteers, command of Air Forces, local government representatives of public organizations and clergy. This event was held on the initiative of all Ukrainian Union of Participants of Military Actions in ATO, Побратимы Ukraine, and with the support of Command of Armed Forces of Ukraine and local government. Also, there was awarding of 200 participants of defenders of the Donetsk airport and volunteers. Armed Forces of Ukraine took from Slovakia the presidency of in the Secretariat of TISA project that envisages joint training, and if there is a necessity, to coordinate the actions and engineering units of Hungary, Romania, Slovakia, Ukraine in the format of multinational TISA battalion. The ceremony of the provision of responsibility was on the 25th of January in Slovakia near Bratislava. TISA battalion was formed in 2002 according to the agreement between governments of Hungary, Romania, Slovak Republic, Ukraine that was signed in the Budapest. The multinational engineering battalion was created for timely response to floods that threaten the countries of the Carpathians and to provide help to the regions that suffered in the result of natural disasters. And each year, delegated battalions of engineering units of the participant countries, they take part in the light avalanche training. And this year, this training will be held in October in Lviv Oblast. Ukraine has already hosted this event near Tisa in Vinogradov town in September 2014. And in order to award the best servicemen of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, they continue to provide accommodation from the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine. And from the start of 2018, as of today, accommodation awards were provided to 109 servicemen and workers of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. From the start of ATO, state awards were provided to 50,954 and also accommodation awards were provided to 51,066 servicemen and workers of the armed forces of Ukraine and participants of ATO. As of today, the status of participant of military actions was provided to 221,425 servicemen and workers of the armed forces of Ukraine, the participants of ATO. This is all. Thank you. If we don't have questions, so this is the end of press conference. Thank you.